Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. This segment brought to you by Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Cooling. Have a hot or cold spot in your home? Let Mitsubishi's Comfort Number Pros fix it with a Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Cooling solution. Visit ComfortNumberPros.com. Again, that's ComfortNumberPros.com, or call Dependable Comfort AC at 281-578-7245. I've got Lance Malone here with me, and Lance is a contributor on The Price of Business. And Lance, tell us a little bit about your company, and then after you do that, introduce your guest you have for us today, and welcome.
Sure, Kevin. Thanks for having us again. Standard Supply is a distributor of heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration products, with branches all over the state of Texas. And today we're happy to have our great business partner, Dependable Comfort, and Andrea Marquez from Dependable Comfort is joining us in the studio today to talk about their business. And we're also going to talk about ductless air conditioning equipment today.
And would Rob be the one talking about that?
Yes, Rob Hayes is our product specialist in ductless product for Standard Supply. He's our expert in that product line. And we hope to educate your listeners about what ductless equipment is and how it might help solve some problems in their home or business.
I'm glad you clarified that, because otherwise I thought there was just a strange man sitting between you and our other guests. I was like, cost security. So I'm glad to know that Rob's supposed to be here. Andrea, real quickly, kind of give us an overview of what your company does.
Yes, thank you so much. We are a full-service air conditioning and heating and refrigeration company. We do residential as well as commercial, install, service, repair, you name it. We do it all.
And ductless, talk a little bit about that, Rob. What exactly do you mean?
Ductless heating and cooling equipment, the name says it, there is no ductwork, which provides excellent energy efficiency, and you're able to have perfect comfort in each room. You're able to control the temperature at whatever setting you like.
Yep. Lance, you have questions?
Yeah, I was wondering, what type of situations would you see ductless equipment applied, and where does it make sense to use ductless equipment rather than traditional air conditioning and heating systems like most people have in their home or business?
Typically,
that would not be for me. That would be for him, yeah.
Typically, people are using ductless pieces of equipment for garages, heating and cooling their garages. They're doing a sunroom if they have a hot and cold spot in their house where their normal air conditioning isn't taking care of the issue for them.
Yeah, very good. And let me ask, when it comes to your company, Andrea, what part of are you in the Houston area?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what part of it?
All of it.
All of it. You got it completely covered.
Yes, sir. We do work all the way up through like College Station, and we do some commercial work, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas areas. Right.
And Rob, what's the advantage to ductless versus what people would traditionally use?
The energy savings is the big advantage of ductless equipment, along with the perfect controls that you have for comfort. If you have grandma in one room and then you've got your kids in the other room, those two people are going to want to have two different temperatures. And with this type of equipment, you're able to customize it to the individual.
Very good. Lance?
Yeah, ductless equipment, Kevin, is actually very popular in other parts of the world, and it's really just gaining popularity here in the U.S., mainly because of what Rob said, its flexibility in being able to control the temperature in individual rooms, and also its efficiency and ease of installation in an application where it may be tough to install a ducted system or to change the ducted system. We see ductless equipment used a lot in that application. And I was also wondering if Andrea would just tell us a little bit about why people would want to choose Dependable Comfort. They're a great business partner of ours, and wanted to give her a few minutes to talk about their business.
Thanks.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, one of the things that our customers really like about us is that we have a live person answer the phone every single time somebody calls, 24/7. It is somebody who works in our office. We never have an answering machine or automated anything. Our guys are all licensed techs, registered with the state. We have about a 4-hour response time in emergency situations, and we just really pay a lot of attention to detail, and we're a very integritous company. We strive to make sure that our customers are taken care of exactly in the manner that they're needed.
You know, there's nothing creepier than a dead guy answering a phone. So I'm glad to have live. Sorry, Couldn't resist. But what's interesting, though, what's becoming more and more common is that, of course, we're used to mega corporations going straight to voicemail. And if you want to talk to so-and-so, press line 248, or whatever, as you're going through this directory. And now even small companies are doing it because they think somehow they're emulating best practices of big corporations. And the colder they become and the less capable we are to talking to real people, really, I think the worse we are off for it. And so I think it's great. I think that's a great value that you emulate.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. Lance?
Yeah, I wanted to add one other thing, Kevin, about ductless equipment. If you have a large home that maybe you don't use a lot of the rooms on a regular basis, ductless equipment is a really great solution in that situation because you can individually control the few rooms you use, say the master suite, the living room, and the kitchen, without cooling or heating the rest of the home to the same level of comfort when you're not using it.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So let me ask you, Andrea, you said that you covered the whole city, but where are you corporately located? What part of town?
Our main office is in Katy.
Katy, Texas.
Right there off I-10 and Fry.
Yeah, quickly becoming the center of Houston, that whole west side.
And just to add to what he had said, we actually have customers who have medical conditions, and with the ductless systems, you're actually able to run the heat in one room and the AC in another room at the exact same time, which helps for people who have arthritis and medical conditions that require them to move off from a cooler room into a warmer location in order to regulate their medical situation.
That's great. So can you do it in a single room? Like, for example, my wife apparently wants the temperature about 25 degrees hotter than I want it. And so we're having constant wars the entire night in our bedroom.
Well, that's tougher.
That's tougher.
Yes.
Well, when you come out with that, let me know, because I will have a parade for you on that. But what you're talking about is really quite innovative. I didn't know you could do that. I think that's awesome. So that's very cutting edge. And Lance, one of the things we learned the last time you were on, talking about units that literally go underground, which help keep the cost lower. And it's like, wow, that is just totally bizarre. But there is so much happening in terms of advancing technology and making this more efficient. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Kevin. I mean, we've seen lots of improvements in energy efficiency in our business over the last 10 years, and there'll be many more coming. And, our federal government is obviously interested in pushing energy efficiency and trying to make our company more energy independent of foreign countries. So we expect to see continued development in products like ductless and geothermal, like we talked about last time. And we just wanted to educate your listeners to know there really are options besides the traditional forced air heating and cooling system that they're used to having in their home, and let them know how they can find out about those things.
I think my producer wants money from you guys, and I'm not sure why. Oh, no, he wants to know how much this costs.
Does he take credit cards?
Yeah, well, we'll take anything. So, yes, tell us about the cost for this type of thing. And I'm assuming, retrofitting, I guess, is what we would be talking about. What would that look like?
The cost of this equipment can be less expensive than a traditional system if you're just looking at cooling one particular room. But you can go ahead and cool the entire house with this type of systems, which would typically be a little bit more expensive, but you're going to see a lot more energy efficiency, and you're going to see your bills go down, and your cost payback is quicker on this type of equipment compared to traditional heating and cooling equipment.
Yeah. And what kind of time frame are we talking about, Lance, in terms of beginning to get your money back?
It really depends on the specific situation, Kevin, but generally we see 3 to 7 year payback on an investment in a new system. And it depends on if you're trying to cool the entire space with ductless equipment or just supplementing a certain area of the home. The main thrust behind ductless is the comfort.
Yeah.
And that's why we focus on educating people about how they can have individual comfort in different rooms a whole lot better than a traditional system where it's either on and set to a certain set point on the thermostat, wherever that is in your home, or off.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's great. And one of the things that also come into play is that at some point you may want to sell your home, and you just automatically increase the value of that home with that kind of retro fitting.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so with very, very little limited time left, Lance, and I know that you Robin, you work together. What's the website you want them to learn more about Standard Supply?
They can learn about Standard Supply at ssdhvac.com, ssdhvac.com, and they can learn about our ductless partners who install ductless equipment at comfortnumberpros.com. Okay. That's comfortnumberpros.com.
All right, and that's your site. Is that correct?
No.
Your site. Let's have that.
Is www.dependablecomfort.com, or you can check us out on Facebook.
Yeah, there you go. DependableComfort.com. And thanks so much to all of you. We had, whenever you come, Lance, or whenever you bring a team, I always expect the fire marshal to shut us down. I mean, this place gets packed. We need more air conditioning just because of all the bodies in here. But Lance, always have a good time having you on. Lance Malone, Rob Hayes, and Andrea Marquez. Thanks all three of you. Great stuff. I'm Kevin Price. You're listening to The Price of Business. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. More after this.